let me tell you from personal experience, these Orlando fans are fired up. In Indianapolis, it was Gravedigger that beat Team Mentz by 1 point and 1 wheel. Well, tonight, Tom Mentz isn't here. So who's going to step up to the plate to challenge the one and only Gravedigger? We'll have to see because these fans are ready to go. Without further ado, let's head up to Mike Hogwood and Scott Douglas.
Thank you, Kate. I'll tell you what, we are excited about freestyle. We always see great freestyle shows here in Orlando. And Scott Douglas, over the years, a lot of these great freestyle runs have come from Gravedigger.
Well, they certainly have, and it's kind of appropriate standing in front of the Gravedigger 20th anniversary paint scheme. I mean, this thing behind us, Mike, it's absolutely like a museum piece. All the old Gravediggers, and fans are really getting a kick out of seeing this truck at the pit parties and at the events here in 2002.
Yeah, you look back there and you see all the neat Gravedigger trucks, and you know that this truck is going to come up with something special in freestyle tonight. But, as always, there are a lot of other good trucks here in Orlando as well.
And let's start with that hot-looking 1957 Chevy Nomad, Jim Kohler, the Avenger in the house, and Andy Slivko, a 2002 Dodge Durango out of Pennsylvania.
Scott Hartsock's from Florida. Looked good last week. What can he do in freestyle and gunslinger? And John Seasock out of Pennsylvania. Sudden impact, ready to freestyle.
On a roll, coming off one of his greatest racing nights of the year, Jim Jack is back in Reptoid. And Chad Fortune is behind the wheel of NBA All-Pro Karl Malone's power forward.
Former Rookie of the Year, Steve Reynolds, and Ragin' Steele hoping to score some points. But this is the truck to beat. Winner last week in the racing competition, Dennis Anderson.
Talk about some great racing last week. We saw on that straight line course some super runs, a lot of great air. Horsepower was what it's all about. And you know, horsepower is important in freestyle too, because you've really got to get a lot of momentum going and really make things happen.
And Dennis Anderson was so strong a week ago in that great final between Reptoid and Gravedigger.
Reptoid was gaining on him at the end. It was, to me, the amazing thing. Dennis won it, but Jim Jack really gave a great account of himself.
Our storylines, we'll have the Florida Battle Part 2. We'll see what Reptoid and Gunslinger can do in freestyle. Reptoid, the winner of that battle last week.
Jim Jack had a great night. And, you know, I'm going to tell you, Jim would love to be able to once again finish up in the top 2 or 3, maybe even surprise everybody and pull the upset here in freestyle.
Well, it's going to be interesting tonight in freestyle because the man with the momentum is Dennis Anderson and Gravedigger. Freestyle, something all these drivers really enjoy.
The dirt's pretty wild. It's really heavy, tacky, and we geared up for it because it was a straight line track, so we're going to have a lot more low end, get a lot more height off the jump. I'm going to shoot out the gate and just start hitting everything in sight.
Probably look for some wheelies here. The track should be good for it.
There's not a school bus or nothing, but that van stack looks pretty cool. And then if the cars hold up, we can get some good sky wheelies off of them. Florida's stoked. I'm stoked. We're going to have a good time. It's going to be a free-for-all out there. I hope they're watching you fans at home on TNN. It's going to be awesome.
Well, there's a lot of fans here in the Citrus Bowl in Orlando, over 60,000. Scott, we're sold out here tonight. What a crowd.
These people are having a great time. What a party in Orlando. Let's get to it.
Here's Andy Slivko in Eradicator. That Dodge Durango ready to do some freestyle.
In freestyle, every truck gets 90 seconds. Nice sky wheelie to start. You want to show the crowd and the 3 judges who'll score you on a basis of 1 to 10. A lot of momentum, a lot of action, hit a lot of obstacles. You want to hit everything out there, and you need some unique, neat tricks. And Andy Slivko starting a little slow. He really needs to pick up the pace a little in that hot-looking 2002 Dodge Durango.
30 points, the most you can score. Each judge can give up to 10.
So far, the positive part for Slivko, both his sky wheelies have been excellent. On a sky wheelie, you want to stick that truck straight up and down, and he's come really close both times. That one not as effective right there. As you can see, only got like a 45-degree angle out of that one. And again, just the momentum's not there, and the truck may not be at 100%. Andy's out of Pottsville, Pennsylvania, and it just not real sharp.
Made the semifinals 1 week ago in our racing competition there. A little bit of a sky wheelie, but you know what? It doesn't sound quite right. Something's amiss on that truck.
Not able to really keep her going. Again, the best part of the run, the sky wheelies. He gave us a few good ones, but other than that, I don't expect this to be a real high score, Mike.
It's a total of 17 for Andy Slivko.
Andy, you got a 17. 17, you had some great verticals there, and then you had to stop cold after 1 minute. What's the story?
I think I broke the center shaft in the transmission. It just neutraled out on me. I was going to go around and hit the bus again. I was going to clear the whole deal, but...
Would you say that run was really on the extreme for you? I mean, you definitely got some great air and you were covering amazing ground.
I've been running like that all year. I just picked the pace up at the beginning of the year, and I've been steadily climbing.
Next up, Raging Steel with some freestyle here. Ready to go.
Steve Reynolds, the Rookie of the Year a year ago when he drove the Bulldozer, now in this big Chevrolet out of Paxton, Illinois.
And Steve Reynolds off to a pretty good start.
Raging Steel, Reynolds out of Paxton, Illinois. Last year's Rookie of the Year when he drove Bulldozer. Now behind the wheel of this big Chevrolet.
And out of Paxton, Illinois, learned from Tom Mintz, who we might add, Scott is not here tonight. He's racing at another USHRA event. So it really opens the door, I think, the fact that Tom Mintz is not here for a truck like a Raging Steel to make some noise and get some valuable points.
Picked up a little extra baggage, if you will, a little cargo on the bottom of the chassis there. He knocks that off and is going. Once again, not seeing a lot of momentum out of these trucks.
You know, and I've seen Steve Reynolds freestyle with some more momentum than this.
Yeah, he's not banging it out as we've seen him do before. Not sure why. Now he's picking up some pace.
A little less than 30 seconds left in the run, so he's got to make something happen if he wants to score some points. We've had one truck run so far with a score of 17.
Back to that band stack, which is going to be interesting as the night goes on. It'll get beat down as we go through it, and we'll see how that affects what the trucks can do with it.
You see all four wheels turning. That's a big part of these monster trucks. Time is almost up. And it might beat the 17, but if it does, it's not going to be by much.
Not by much as Steve Reynolds comes out, and frankly, I'm sure he's not thrilled with that run. Not the best we've seen out of Raging Steel or Reynolds.
Well, our judges have decided it's a 20 for Steve Reynolds.
How'd that run feel for you?
Yeah, the truck works real good. You know, I'd really like to have hit that big jump at the end had I had just a little bit more time. Seemed a little cluttered out there, really, for freestyle. It was all right, but it just seemed cluttered.
Well, what's going to be interesting is to see how some of these other drivers attack this course. It might be set up a little bit different than some we've seen. More freestyle on the way here at the Citrus Bowl in Orlando. Plus, we've got Thunder Body Sand Drags as well. You want to see all the Monster Jam action live? Check out USHRA.com for a city near you. It's a great family value. Don't forget to get there early for the pit party. Get up close and personal with the drivers and their trucks. While you're there, grab a 2002 program and have it autographed by your favorite driver.
Another place you can check out the hot merchandise from the USHRA along with the live events is at USHRA.com or call 888-659-RACE. Whatever you're into, the puff trucks, the beacons, videos, and that hot new Crash Madness 2 on DVD. It's awesome. You can get it at USHRA.com or 888-659-RACE.
Got to pick up one of those. Sand drags are up next. And the subject of how it works today, well, we're going to be talking about our Christmas tree, the lights that get them going.
What do those things do?
Well, the tree itself is just a series of lights that when the truck pulls up to a certain point, a light will come on, and you sit there till you're ready, then you move about 6 inches, another light will come on, and once those lights comes on both sides of the tree, you better be ready to go because the starter will, at any time, can give a switch, which will give us the yellow, which turns us loose to go down the track with. You move into this light, roll forward, move into that light, and in the time of doing it, it causes the lights on the trees to come on. It's like a beam across there, and just once the beam's broke, the lights come on, and we have to sit there and not move. The truck then will roll 18 inches, and then it'll roll into another set of clocks that automatically start the timers. There's another set of lights at the other end that shut the clocks off when we get down there, which gives us our times. Everything is fair because one lane will not work without the other lane.
Okay, well, let's get down to it on these Thunder Body Sand Drags. as they run through the sand.
Right off the bat, JT Tullis and Hustlin' Hobo looking good out of Bivens, Texas. The Chevrolet gets the win over Donnie Mars, Blue Bayou out of Louisiana. Then Dan Richter, always tough in the Richter scale, actually gets out of the hole late, but still enough to advance into the semifinals. Dan Richter's Richter scale out of Franklin, Wisconsin, 1999 Chevrolet with a 586 cubic inch Rodeck engine. That baby generates horsepower. Doug McClung, we just saw, giving us the rundown on the lights in the Fat Cat. And you can see that 1992 model Chevrolet looking good. That's a hot-looking machine out of Bethlehem, Georgia. So Fat Cat also advancing into the Final Four here in Orlando. And then to round out the bracket, I'll tell you, this was a great matchup. Shea Clark, the defending national champ, two-time national champ, gets knocked off by Magnum Force out of Winchester, Kentucky. Mike Lane with a huge win in terms of season points over Shea Clark as they try to catch up to Doug McClung.
Great crowd here in Orlando. They've enjoyed these sand tracks. It's time now to get back to monster truck freestyling. Reptoid and Jim Jack is up next. Jim, of course, from Florida, along with Scott Hartsock, the driver of Gunslinger. And they've got a little rivalry going between themselves, proving supremacy among the Floridians.
We're going to get it on out there. I tell you what, these fans better get ready because two Florida boys going in the cage swinging at each other, and it's going to get ugly. I tell you what, though, we're trying to put old Reptoid in that winner's circle, and I know we got some tough trucks here, but we're going to give them a run for their money. They're not going to just walk away with it.
And Scott, what a week he had last week, making it to the finals of the racing competition, losing only to Gravedigger. That was some performance.
And you could really tell from his interview with Kate before he came out for this run, he's just brimming with confidence right now. And Jim, if he can turn in a real scintillating run, we haven't seen anything that's going to get up near 30 yet. If Jim can get some momentum going and really hit some things, he's got a shot to take the lead.
But like you say, Scott, he's got to get some momentum going, got to make something happen to get this crowd excited.
You know, Steve Reynolds in the interview after his Raging Steel run used the term, the course is cluttered. And, you know, if they think there's too many things on there and not enough room to get momentum going, that may be costing some of these guys what they feel is you know, kind of the free roaming space to really get some momentum going. But I think it's costing them in terms of points right now because these runs are a little bit slow.
Yeah, we really haven't seen anything spectacular yet from Jim Jack. Almost anticlimactic from what we saw from him last week.
Isn't that a great looking truck, though?
Oh, I love the look. Don't you love it when the smoke comes out of the mouth? Those fangs hanging down.
Another one of the family teams, Jim and Linda Jack, up and down the road. Great people. And Jim Jack has really been coming on. Another one of the guys stepping up his game. Another one of the veterans. Looks like that wheel may be bent a little bit on the front right. I don't think it's hurting him any, but that's kind of a strange look. I don't even know if that's enough to get the lead. He really wasn't able to cut loose, Mike.
No, and I don't think he's going to maybe not be as strong as some of the runs that we've already seen. His time is up. The judges are compiling their scores. We'll see what they've given him. There's that smoke from the mouth. Love that.
Yeah, I really like that a lot. Nice touch. And it's nice when he pops it in the air, too. Gives him a unique look. But all in all, I think Jim Jack can do better. I'll be surprised if he's real happy with that run.
Let's see the scores. It's a total of 19 for Jim Jack.
Jim, tell me about the freestyle course you just experienced.
It felt pretty good out there, but shortly after I got out there, I lost the self-centering, and that kind of messed up my timing a little bit, and I had to manually do the rear steering. But it all worked out pretty good.
Over the last couple of weeks, our cameras following John Seasock on the road here to Orlando from his trip from Indy to Orlando, and let's rejoin him.
It's Tuesday. We left Minneapolis on Sunday. Got down here to Orlando, Florida. We're at Walrose Construction. A friend of ours that has a construction company opens the doors up and lets us fix all of our stuff. Blue Thunder and El Toro Loco was in here. They had some damage down in Miami. They fixed their stuff and they're on their way to San Diego. We got up this morning, power washed the truck, got it in here in the shop. We had a small oil leak in the truck over the weekend, doing an oil change. I'll be taking my oil filter out pretty soon, making sure that's okay. And checking over the truck, pretty much looking for stress cracks, checking on nuts and bolts, making sure everything's still in one piece.
All right, we'll be there Saturday night live.